I'm Brennan. I've been the media guy at CASE for almost 3 years. This is my story. I grew up in a Christian home. Both my parents were very devout. All of us loved Jesus. Both of my granddads were pastors, so the faith was definitely strong in our family. And coming out of high school, I had no clue what I wanted to do with my life. I liked to play music with my band. I liked to make movies, but I didn't know if those were just hobbies or career paths. So I thought, hey, you know what? It would be beneficial for a year. Let's go to Bible school, see if I can solidify my faith. Wish I could tell you that's what happened, but coming out, I was left with more questions than answers and an attitude that was not of God. I developed this jaded outlook where I would look at people in the church and all I would see is people who are in it for themselves. They either are using it to get higher up the ladder, or they have to make sure that they look a certain way so they are holier than everybody else. And that really sent me spiraling out. I barely read my Bible. I didn't want to go to church. If I was going somewhere, I would be volunteering out of obligation because that's what you did. I never did it to please God. I never did it for Jesus. It was always because that's what you did. Life kind of started to mirror what happened in my faith life. My band broke up. I stopped doing any kind of video. Eventually, a job that we were doing fell through big time and lost my job. I started coming to CASE right around the time that things started to fall apart. I had been helping out with a friend of mine at his church for a while, but I never considered it my home. But coming to CASE was the first time I really felt Jesus' presence in a long, long time in a church building. And that was the point where I started to realize, hey, maybe there's something more to this. Maybe it's not all just people trying to climb the ladder. Maybe there are actually people that believe this the same way that I do, that we're here to save the world through Jesus' love, through his word. And when I asked to volunteer, it was not out of, well, that's what you're supposed to do. It was out of a posture of serving, where I'm serving the kingdom. It had nothing to do with obligation. It had nothing to do with any of that. It was just, I wanted to serve. And it was here that I started to rediscover that passion that I had for when I was a kid. My faith started to grow again, and I was able to actually see with my own eyes what Jesus' love really looked like. That's where the healing started to come through. Since I've been here, I've been growing in my faith, finally solidifying it, the message that I gave to myself 10 years ago. Hey, you should go solidify your faith. 10 years later, that's finally what's happening. And for the first time in a long time, I've really been able to see Jesus move in ways that I never would have thought possible. Went from having a one-man army, basically, to building an entire media team. And I can't thank the guys and gals who are in it enough. you guys, I'm just so proud of how everything has turned out. I am so proud of how far everybody's come, and I'm excited to see where we're going.